Arcane gets therapized. What if you could go to an alternate reality and see how life would have played out if y'all had made different decisions? Mended Light. Folks, if you've been sleeping on Arcane on Netflix, you need to get caught up because that show is incredible. It's season 2, just finished, and it's wild. But I want to talk briefly about Ekko, his friend Powder, and her sister Vi all live in the underworld of this undercity, right? Where there's crime and there's poverty and there is a struggle for justice and for opportunity. And as kids, they were little young revolutionaries, but there's a lot of love, there's a lot of laughter, there's a lot of fun, and tragedy struck. Tragedy led to loss, which led to betrayal, which led to division. And then everything just continued spiraling for all of these characters who now, as young adults, they carry scars, emotional and mental. Powder has become Jinx, a homicidal, insane, just very violent and aggressive and scary person who carries a lot of pain and trauma within her. And Ekko sees her as his enemy. His childhood friend is now his enemy. And I won't explain the plot mechanics, but he finds himself in an alternate universe where different choices have been made and life turned out a lot differently in this almost idyllic setting where a lot of the Undercity's problems have been solved. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to see a different version of your life? So there's Ekko with the white hair. He's at this party in this alternate dimension where people who are enemies in his world are still friends here. And most things, not everything, but most things have gone pretty good. And he sees she's Jinx in his world, but here she's still kind-hearted Powder. And she still suffered loss, but she's surrounded by love and stability. And in his world, she's been gaslit and abused. Now, this kind of strobe effect this is how it's supposed to look like. This is the effect of the animation. Again, bitter enemies, even blood enemies in his world. But he's seeing her through different eyes. That she's not necessarily fated or destined to be this.
It's beautiful.
Where'd you learn those moves?
I was just following your lead.
He's got lines.
Hey, I just want to thank you. For everything. I used to dream the Undercity could be like this, but somewhere I got consumed by all the ways it wasn't. I gave up on it. Gave up on you.
I've never seen you give up on anything, Ekko.
Undercity could be a stand-in for a lot of things.
You ever wish you could just stay in one moment?
Sometimes taking a leap forward means leaving a few things behind.
I promise I'll never forget this.
You better not.
Sorry,
No, it's fine.
Can we just pretend like it's the first time?
He's got a lot of pain and loss from his world that she doesn't have. She doesn't carry those scars here. And it can be something very healing and beautiful for both of them. I really relate to when he talks about, I used to dream that the Undercity could be like this, and then I got really stuck in all the ways that it wasn't, and I gave up on it. I think there's a lot of things that can be like that. You can feel that way about your country, you can feel that way about your community, you can feel that way about your family, your friendships. And I love this look into what might have been or what could be. And sometimes that's just fantasy. That's just wish fulfillment. I know there have been times in my life where things didn't go the way I hoped they would, and there was a lot of pain there. And I would entertain fantasies about what if these choices had been made differently, and and I had done different things, or chose different things, or said different things. And the fact is, we enjoy science fiction, fantasy stuff for this very reason. It allows us to explore these fantasies in ways that we can't in real life. You can't go to an alternate dimension yet. I think we're about 12 years away.
You serious?
No, not really. It's like 15. But we can go in and explore what might have been in our heads. But we still have to deal with the here and now. But the beautiful thing about doing this as a psychological exercise, what might have been, it can be dangerous and harmful if you get stuck in regret and stuck in guilt and stuck in what if and stuck in grief. But it can be helpful if looking back gives you new skills and insights for moving forward. This is who I was. Who do I want to be? Now, when Ekko goes back to his universe, with Powder's help, he's created a device that can turn back time just by a few seconds. If you go any further back than a few seconds, then people explode. So you only have like 5 seconds that you can reset whatever's just happening. But for a long time in this series, he's given up on Jinx, aka Powder. Post-trauma Powder is Jinx. He's given up on her, lost cause. And being in this alternate universe helps him to see her for who she has inside, to believe in a version of her that she doesn't even believe is there. And she's ready to die. She's ready to unalive herself, and Ekko's not going to let her.
If I could just lay my head down and rest, if there was nothing to fight or protect, maybe then I could finally.
She's got her little monkey bombs.
Like falling asleep. This world is a wasteland where nothing can.
Wait!
I love that the music goes backwards.
I just want to talk to you.
Get out of here, Ekko.
I just... I just want to talk to you about Jinx.
He's only got so many of those he can use.
You're too late, Ekko.
Wait!
Yeah, because she doesn't know that she's already tried to detonate this several times. Because he just goes back to the same spot. Always a dance with you.
I think I'm just gonna sit here a minute, catch my breath. See if I can talk an old friend out of blowing us up.
I'm tired of talking.
No! I learned from someone very special that no matter what happened in the past, it's never too late to build something new. Someone worth building it for.
That's beautiful.
Please let me go.
No matter what happened in the past, it's never too late to build something new. And he says someone worth building it for, which in the context of the show is, he was romantically involved with her in this other universe, but here, just the friendship, just that he cares about her. But that can be anyone in your life. That can be family, that can be friends, but that can also be yourself. That you're someone worth building something new for. Most of us mess up in life, sometimes really bad, really big, and we make a mess of things. And it feels like we can never put the pieces back together. And sometimes that's true to an extent. We have to let go of some things. What did Powder say? In order to leap ahead, we have to leave a few things behind. Sometimes that's the case. Sometimes doors close because of circumstances, because of our choices, because of the choices of other people. But we can still create something new. And I think sometimes the hard thing is that we don't want to, because we're hung up on what we wanted. And that is the beautiful purpose of grief, is to move from that process of attachment and holding on to hope to letting go, to make room for something new, while still honoring and being grateful for what came before. There are some relationships in your life that the doors need to be closed. There's some people in your life that it's not safe to have in your life anymore. There are other relationships where healing can come by seeing the person inside that was always there or that could be there. And it's a delicate balance of not extending trust beyond what the other person, or at least too far beyond what the other person is earning and showing and giving you to work with, but also expressing that hope and that belief. Sometimes people change just because somebody believes that they can. And that's what Ekko provides Jinx, because his experience in this other universe opens his eyes to who she really is. You know, when you cut through all of that pain, when you cut through all of that betrayal and all of that trauma, there's just a human in there who's hurting and who once upon a time wanted to do the right thing and wanted to do good. So he convinces her to stay, and then they kick ass. This is such a great moment. Music is a huge part of the show. But for these characters, I love that they're riding into battle with their anthem. There's Jinx now. Here's Ekko. On like a futuristic skyboard thing? How cool is this show? Honestly, on the face of it, I didn't think this was something that I'd be interested in, but the storytelling and the characterizations hooked me, and then the animation is just amazing. I'm going to pause this here because we don't need to watch the whole thing, but just this moment of them riding into battle together, that she is committed to using her skills and her talents for good, for a change. And all because he said that she could, and he saw that she had it in her. What I think is curious is Ekko in the alternate universe saw a version of Powder who was securely attached to family, to loved ones and friends, to her community. She lacked some confidence. That was something that he was helping her work through. But overall, she wasn't hiding who she was. She wasn't worried about people pleasing. She wasn't withdrawing. She was present and engaged and connected. And that's what secure attachment looks like. Jinx, on the other hand, in the other universe, displayed disorganized attachment, which is a style that often follows abuse, gaslighting, and manipulation. And I'd like to invite you all to check out this video. What is attachment theory and how is it affecting your relationships? What is your attachment style and how can you move towards secure attachment? That's what this video is all about. Check it out. Now, what do you think of Ekko and Jinx / Powder? And did I miss any insights? Let me know in the comments below. Have you ever had anyone see the good in you that you weren't ready to see yet? Let us know a bit of your story in the comments below. Until next time, folks, keep shining. We need your light.